I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right, congratulations, you're now a citizen of the
Thank you
United States
so
of
much.
America.
I appreciate it.
Gotta love that. That was NBA star Enes Kanter, who now has changed his name to Enes Kanter Freedom because he is now a citizen of the United States of America, and his name is now reflecting that. He has been outspoken on so many issues. Erdogan, the tyrant leading Turkey, as well as taking the fight to the Chinese Communist Party. And he joins us now via Skype. First off, Enes, congratulations on your citizenship. And how is that going to look on the jersey now, the last name?
Oh my God. First of all, thanks for having me. I was super excited. That was actually, my teammates were really excited for me because that word, I wanted to make that word part of me, and wherever I go, I wanted to carry it with me. And I wanted whole basketball fan, whole sports world to see that word. And now it's behind my jersey. Every time I get a points or I get a rebound, they call me Freedom. And I love it.
I love it. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to be yelling that at games to come, and that's going to be an amazing thing. That's going to be an amazing thing to hear. I mean, when I heard that that's what you changed your name to, I thought that's the best last name ever. We all should copy you. Okay, so I want to ask because I first off, I really admire the stance that you've been taking because it is not easy when you are in the position that you're in, and everyone. I think there's this misconception that people think, oh, well, it's Enes Kanter Freedom. He's an NBA star. Everybody knows him. It's easy for him to say the stuff that he says, but it's actually not. In some ways, it's very isolating, but yet your passion for speaking out against injustice has not yet been diminished. And I just wanted to start by asking you where that passion comes from first.
I remember when I was 9 years old, my mom told me that, whatever happens in life, always stand up for what's right and always stand up for innocent. And that's what I always, try to do. And, to me, it is really important because there are so many bigger things that happen in that NBA, basketball, and myself. So I think for me to stand up for innocent people is the most important thing because I'm trying to be the voice of all those innocent people out there who don't have a voice.
Yeah, there you are. Today, we heard from the White House that they were going to have a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing 2022 games. Some people, myself included, don't think that's enough. It's diplomatic, but what are your thoughts on it? I mean, is it even safe for athletes to go over there and compete? I would be a little nervous.
I mean, I'm trying to tell people, listen, look what they did to their own tennis player. Are we really going to trust them with our own players? It is disgusting what they're doing. And then shame on the International Olympic Committee because they're sleeping in the same bed with China. And it just, while we're talking right now, there's a genocide happening. And I'm asking them, why would you organize, games like, Olympic Games in a country where there is a dictatorship and genocide happening? So all the athletes out there, all the gold medals in the world you can win, it is not more important than your morals, your principles, and your values. So it is a shame. And, people are, happy about the diplomatic boycott. Obviously, I'm a little happy too, but it is not enough. I feel like, not just the U.S., there's so many countries out there their athletes, countries, and governments needs to boycott the Olympics.
Yeah, it's not enough just for diplomats and lawmakers because you're going to have a lot of companies over there that are going to be spending a lot of advertising dollars in communist-controlled China, the same people who have, over 1 million people detained in camps where, of course, we've had a number of reports from the Washington Post and others. You've taken a major stance against Nike for the imprisonment of Uyghurs. And then the report that came that, yes, some of the factories that they are forced to work in absolutely do supply Nike and some of these other companies. Talk to me about this.
Nike in America, Nike stands with Black Lives Matter, Latino community, LGBTQ community, no Asian hate. But when it comes to China, they remain silent. And then shame on these companies that call themselves social justice companies, and also athletes needs to wake up because, these companies are pretty much using the athletes, right? And, it's just if you're an athlete, before you put your signature on a paper, educate yourself a little bit, because whenever you put that jersey on, you put that shoes on, or you put that T-shirt on, there is so much blood, there is so much sweat and oppression behind those items. So think twice. And shame on Nike, and unfortunately, it's the NBA's biggest sponsor. But I feel like we need to wake people up, and before you buy it, think twice.
Yeah, I was thinking, how in the world do we fight against something like that? Because we've been trained in significant parts of the country to value money over freedom, or value money over other people's freedom as well, and immediate gratification with products and things like that, and cheap products. And I was thinking about this when I saw your collaboration with the Chinese dissident Bai Chao, and how you had made these amazing shoes that you actually wore on the court. And from what I understand, the CCP banned your games because you had worn these. Yeah, you had worn these shoes on the court, which I thought was amazing. And you kept doing it, and you never apologized for it. Is there a way to make these like more? Because I think that these would sell out if you were to make them. And I know that sounds. I'm not trying to sound superficial with it, but I'm thinking of a way to combat the stuff with Nike and everything else to make what they're doing unattractive.
You know what's so crazy, and not many people know this, but our first game, I wore a shoe called Free Tibet shoe, right? Before the game, two NBA officials came to me, and they were begging me to take my shoes off. And I told them, hold on a second. I'm getting ready for my citizenship test. There are 27 amendments, and my first amendment is freedom of speech, and you're trying to take that away from me. I'm not taking them off. And they told me, actually, if you don't take them off, that you're going to get banned. I was like, go tell your boss, I don't care, And I didn't take him off. I did not play a minute in that game. And at halftime, my manager texted me and said they banned every Celtics game in China. That should show people that is a pure dictatorship are going on in China right now. I feel like, yes, we are going to put the shoes out there for people. And actually, all the money that we are going to gain from those shoes, it's going to go to the causes that, like the Tibetan peoples, Uyghur people in concentration, Hong Kongers and Taiwanese people. So I'm really excited about the shoes that come out.
You have to let us know the moment that happens, because that is an amazing collaboration. And I love that you did this, because you worked with a dissident that's being hunted by the CCP. And you yourself, I mentioned earlier, people think that it's easy for an NBA player. I loved this quote that you had. You said it doesn't matter if you're an NBA player. And looking at your story, I mean, you've had how many arrest warrants that Erdogan, over 10 arrest warrants in 4 years from the Turkish tyrant Erdogan. You were accused, your whole family was accused of terrorism. Your dad was in jail. They revoked your passport in 2017 because you simply disagree publicly.
It's important to stand up for, things that matter more than, money and business and, all the endorsement. I don't care any of that. Since I've been talking about this issue, I'm getting no endorsement deals. I could care less. All I want is to be the voice and also help people who are over there and suffer right now.
Yeah. Are you worried? Well, I know that you don't really care about that, the deals and that aspect of it. I know that you had said the NBA had said something to you about your shoes on the court before. Have they ever said to you, has the league ever said, you need to tone it down a little bit, or stop this, or this is going to endanger, your future with basketball? Have they said anything like that to you?
Oh yeah, not them, but my agent. My agent said that you're talking about these issues. Next year you won't find no job. And I was like, listen, I told him, listen, this is bigger than myself. This is bigger than everything that I'm doing. This is bigger than basketball and NBA. But you know what? I mean, it is what it is. And if I can find a job next year just because of the things I talk about, that's going to show one more time what kind of hypocrite and fake organization or companies that we are working with. So it is what it is.
I wanted to ask you too, what can people do? Because I read you were also, just to add, because he's really, and as Kanter Freedom has gone through it, they try to kidnap him in Indonesia too, as I understand. Erdogan was getting the police to go after you, again, all because you disagreed. You've taken such public stances. What can people do that because I think it's going to take more than just a few people. And I don't think that people should outsource their concern for injustice to just like one person. So what do you need from other people to help you in this?
First of all, from all these athletes to join me, it is important to just stand up for the things, companies, organizations, because our voice is stronger than anything, any organization or any association. Look at Women Tennis Association. All the associations out there needs to take notes about what they're doing. The second thing is obviously bring awareness. and use our word and educate our young generation. So when they come in our age, they know what's going on, you know. But other than that, obviously, I'm working with so many lawmakers out there to create some bills. But shame on some of the people out there are trying to block, and shame on some of the companies out there trying to lobby against those bills to save millions. So it is
Yes.
sad and shame.
Specifically Nike and Coca-Cola, which they absolutely have done that. Enes Kanter Freedom, thank you so much for your voice, for your activism, and thank you for your time. Please let us know when you do the shoes, because anything that we can help to raise awareness against that and also support that would be wonderful. Thank you.
You're the best, Dana. Thank you.